Samantha Cowie Tomlinson was once a fearless young woman. She now struggles with the terrifying memory of a random shooting.
We were at the corner of Ron and Oakwood, and yeah, this is where I was shot. I'm like kind of feeling like, wow, because the person was supposedly standing right there, and I'm like right there, so I don't know.
Can you take me back to October 13th, 2019? What happened that day?
This was when I was braver, and I would just like walk out to the street by myself. So I walk up there, I get there. It's actually really vibrant that day. Everyone's partying, having a good time. Start to let out the place, go outside, and then just like this weird sensation. I didn't hear anything, but then I started having this argument with myself in my head, and like time stopped, and I was like, no, something's wrong.
Samantha was in a state of shock. She had just been shot in the back, a few centimeters from her spine.
And everybody just started pushing me, and I just got trampled.
Because everybody's running out?
They're running into the place because he's like outside. Up the street at the corner, and I'm hearing this girl scream about her foot. She's been shot in her foot, and everybody's trampling her, and I'm pushing her, and I'm like, let's go, just keep going. And they're like, she's just like, they're stepping on me, and I'm like...
So you're trying to help the other person who's been shot?
Yeah, I'm shoving her inside, like literally pushing her. As soon as we get past the double doors, there's like a little partition, and then I just kind of roll over and sit back. Everyone's looking at me, and I'm just like, what? And they're like, you're bleeding. And I'm like, what do you... And I look down, and I'm sure enough, like, bleeding. And at first, it's like everything on my body started to feel cold, like my toes, my fingertips, my nose, the top of my ear. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna bleed out. I'm gonna die here in this stupid friggin' place. Why did I even come here?
What happened next?
The ambulance comes, and they want to take me, and I'm like, no, take her. She's bleeding everywhere, foot's all jacked up. And they're like, no, it appears you've been shot in your back, and we don't know where the bullet is. We need to take you now. I remember them telling me to be calm, but I don't remember anything between the ambulance and then them flipping me onto the emergency gurney in the hospital. They just cut off all my clothes and stapled me shut. Weren't really answering any questions to me, and then put me on the bed.
So your experience at the hospital was not positive?
It was like, well, you're dumb, shouldn't have got shot, is how I felt.
What do you think is missing in that conversation around gun violence in the city?
Well, I mean, Ford has done a great job of stigmatizing people who are victims of gun violence by doing things like taking away victim compensation, which happened 3 days before I got shot, happened October 10th.
Samantha was one of the first to miss the cutoff for a victim's compensation benefit that was ended in 2019, just before she was shot. Instead of receiving up to $25,000 in critical assistance for pain and suffering, a new limit of just $5,000 remains in place today.
Taking that away from people who are victims makes you feel like you deserved what you got, you know, because people always ask me, did they do it on purpose? And I'm like, why does it even matter? You know, why would you even ask that? Like, do you think somebody should have shot me? I don't know who did this to me. It's just the circumstance, unfortunately, of living in Toronto. And I was the wrong place, but at the right time, because I'm not paralyzed and I'm not dead. There's a reason for everything, to have this conversation, so that if there is a single mom out there, or just anybody feeling how I feel, like I said, you're not alone. It's up that we're not alone. It's really bad. It's really bad that there's so many of us feeling like this. Forget the stigma, forget what people think. You didn't deserve to go through what you went through. You don't deserve to be on the streets the way you are. You don't deserve to be left behind. And you don't deserve to sit in a country that has so much power and so much money and feel like you want to die. That's not, you deserve to feel like a loved, cared for, thriving human being.
I think one thing people often problematically assume is that if you get shot, you must have been doing something to deserve getting shot, or you're doing something illegal. But again, you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You could simply have a connection to somebody who might have a beef with somebody. You might get hit with a stray bullet. There's a lot of different circumstances in which people get shot.
In recent years, we've seen the Ford government dismantle victim services. When those safety nets are taken away, what happens to victims, and what happens to, I guess, one of us who could potentially be a victim of crime?
Yeah, when we get rid of those safety nets, victims are much more likely to get shot again. They're much more likely to get involved in crime. They're much more likely to suffer long-term disability, mental health distress. So that's the thing I think people who are in favor of cutting these programs need to understand, is that when you get rid of these programs, you're inadvertently paying for it in other ways. Because if a person is not well and they're not healthy and able-bodied and able to be a productive member of society, we all have to still pay for that.
What's been taken away from you?
A lot of my humanity. Yeah, a lot of my humanity. Because I don't feel safe. And I think that's like a basic human right, to like not feel like you're gonna die every second, or thank you, or somebody you care about is gonna die every second, or that if something does happen to me, like I have to make sure everything's good, like life insurance, all that stuff, because no one's gonna take care of my kids. They didn't care about me, so they're not going to care about them. And so, yeah, I feel a little less human. I feel more like a number.
Samantha was one of 292 people who were shot in Toronto in 2019.
Can you walk us through what happens to victims?
They live with long-term disability, trauma, problems accessing care. They have problems even getting to and from care. I guess the best word to describe it is you're kind of abandoned.